Hello and welcome back to the Follow Your Spark podcast. This is Gina here, and I'm coming on for a solo episode all about manifestation. And this has been a topic that's been really present for me in my own life, and I keep seeing this topic of conversation growing in all kinds of other fields. So I wanted to come on and share my thoughts and my experience about it with you. Before we dive into this episode, I want to share a couple caveats with you. The first being, I'm not going to get into a lot of really scientific facts in this episode. Manifestation is something that you can Google, and there are all kinds of incredible teachings around this that are backed up from science and data and all kinds of really powerful research. I am going to be focused on in this episode on my personal experience and sharing with you the practices that have really worked for me and giving you some prompts and ideas and things that you can begin to explore in your own life. Because what I have found that has been the most helpful to me is not just about learning these concepts, but really feeling what it feels like to put this into practice. So that is my hope for this episode, that it inspires you to put some of these things or things that you've learned about manifestation into practice in your life and see what that impacts and what that sparks. The second caveat is, while I 100% believe in the power of manifestation, I also recognize that there are larger challenges going on in this world, systemic and otherwise, that impact the reality that we see in our lives. So I know there's a lot of things that go into play when it comes to creating change for ourselves personally, as well as collectively. So know that this tool and the practices of manifestation are just one way that you can explore how to create positive change and transformation in your life. And it's not the only tool or factor that goes into play. So I'm just throwing that out there before we begin. So let's dive in. So what is manifestation? In my own words and my own understanding, manifestation is the act of being a vibrational match for what you want to call into being or create in your life. And if vibrational match sounds like mumbo jumbo to you, let me give you an example of what I mean by that word vibration. So everything in the universe is made up of energy, and that energy can move at different vibrations or frequencies. It's like tuning the dial of a radio station. You can be tuned into one station or another station, and both of those stations have different vibrational frequencies. So when it comes to manifestation, I know a lot of people might see that as it's all about getting what you want, whether reaching a goal or creating something that you want in your life or achieving something or producing some kind of result. And normally people want that thing because they think it's going to make them feel a certain way. And we're going to get into all kinds of things with feelings and how feelings really play into manifestation. And to tie this back to, okay, what does being in vibrational alignment mean? I wanted to give this example so you can feel this in your own body of what this means of being in vibrational alignment and how that ties into feelings. So, for example, maybe you want to get a raise or make more money because you think that will make you feel more abundant. So let's just feel into that feeling of abundance for a second. Imagine yourself overflowing with resources, not just money, but wealth of all kinds, that your life is rich with love and health and beauty and opportunities. Really just imagine that for a second. Sit with how that makes you feel. You can imagine this endless stream of resources available to you. What does that feel like in your body? And if you need to imagine something, you can imagine that you just won the lottery, if that helps you picture it. What would that feeling be like? What do you notice? How do you feel? What does that vibration feel like? Now, imagine what it feels like to feel scarce, to feel desperate. Imagine you just lost everything. Imagine your bank account is empty, that you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from. What does that feeling of scarcity feel like in your body? Does it have a different color? Are your muscles tense or tight? Do you feel it in a certain place within your body? Can you notice what sensations that feeling produces? That's what I mean when I say vibration, that different feelings we have carry a different vibration and a different sensory reaction inside of ourselves. So your vibration is all about the energy you're emitting at any given moment. And knowing you can tune into different energies, like you can tune into different radio stations. When you're tuned into that radio station, you're going to receive anything that's on that radio station. So if you're in the vibration of abundance and open to that channel of abundance, you're going to attract more of what makes you feel that way. And one powerful way to change the station, essentially, or change your vibration is with your thoughts, like we just illustrated. So if you were able to tap into that energy of abundance or that energy of scarcity simply from changing your thoughts, know that you have the power to do that at any moment. And that's one powerful way to change your vibration. So like I said, manifestation is all about being in the vibration of what you want to attract and create in your life. And we'll talk all about feelings and how that plays in a manifestation in this episode. And just so I don't leave you hanging in that energy of scarcity, if you're feeling that in your body right now and you'd like to release it, you can go ahead and flick your fingers or shake it off and imagine any energy that you don't want to be carrying with you release down into the earth so that the earth can help transform, transmute, recycle that energy so that it's not being held onto in your body. So that's, in a nutshell to me, what manifestation means, being in vibrational alignment. Another big key of manifestation is that some people think seeing is believing, right? That you have to see something in order to believe it. Manifestation is all about believing is seeing. That if you believe it first, and if you can see it in your mind's eye and feel it in your body and your internal being, that's when you can manifest it and see it in your external reality. So we're going to talk about how to actually do that. The first key of manifestation to me is all about letting go. Manifestation is this beautiful dance of dreaming, imagining, and believing, and then also surrendering and allowing, which I know from personal experience and I see in my clients that this can definitely be a challenge. I see this in my clients always wanting to know the how. How am I going to make this happen? When is it going to happen? What do I have to do to make this happen? While there's absolutely personal action that's involved in manifesting, I think of it as a pull instead of a push. So being able to move with what is pulling you forward versus feeling like you're pushing against something in order to force something to happen. So it's about having a dream and then letting go and surrendering any desperation, neediness, or attachment to a certain outcome or expectation, and being able to let go. So how do you actually surrender? You might be asking. I know I've asked myself this. Surrender is a feeling, right? It's a vibration. And there are ways that you can feel that essence of surrender inside yourself and practice this. So one super simple way to do that is by tuning into your body. So you can tense up your muscles and hold on and call in that feeling of desperation and attachment and grasping and feel what that feels like in your body. Feel your muscles get tight. And then release your muscles one by one and see how that feels. What does it feel like in your body when you let go physically? What do you notice when you've surrendered that grasping? And again, this is a super simple practice that takes just a couple moments, and you can turn to this anytime that you feel yourself grasping and holding on to something really tightly, whether it's a goal or an expectation or anything else. This can help you practice that feeling of surrender and letting go. Another practice that I love turning to is involving your physical surroundings. As a feng shui consultant, I always turn to nature to help me with different things, and I've found it's a really powerful way to practice surrendering. So one thing that you can do is take yourself to a natural place. It could be a stream, an ocean, a mountainside overlooking a cliff, and then be in that space, and you can pick something up there, whether it's rocks or petals or leaves, and hold on to those things in your hands. And as you're holding on to them, imagine all those things that you want to surrender and let go of, whether it's your doubts, fears, attachments, anxieties, whatever it is. Pour all those feelings into what you're holding. Feel the weight of them in your hands. Feel the sensation of them. And then in that beautiful natural environment, let them go. Drop them. Release them. Let the wind carry them off the cliff. Chuck them into the ocean. Whatever you feel called to do in that moment to release these things physically, to drop them, to put down what you are carrying, and notice what that feels like. stand in that place after you've released and let go and surrendered these things and notice how that feels. And again, kind of catalog that sensation in your body so that you can come back to that feeling of surrender anytime that you need it. And know that you can practice this in your mind. You don't have to physically be at the ocean. So if you want to be at a natural environment that you don't have nearby, know that you can conjure that imagery in your mind as well. So if you've ever asked yourself, but how do I surrender? How do I let go? Try these practices and notice how they make you feel. The second key practice to manifesting for me is about following your spark. Oftentimes when people think about manifestation, they think about what do you want to create next in your life? I've noticed that when I'm working with clients or in my own experience, it's not always crystal clear what you want next. And I found that you can spark clarity and boost the power of manifestation by tapping into emotions like curiosity, wonder, creativity, joy, and awe. So the whole concept for me about following your spark is about following what sparks those feelings and seeing where that leads. One of my favorite ways to do this is by taking yourself on an artist date, which I feel like I talk about all the time. An artist date is a concept I was introduced to by Julia Cameron in her book, The Artist Way. It's where you take yourself somewhere that sparks those feelings for you. The whole premise is that in order to spark creativity, clarity, or inspiration in your life, you have to fill up that well of energy inside of you so that those feelings can then overflow externally and guide you into taking inspired action of whatever's next. So let me give you an example of how this can play out. One of my clients recently took herself on an artist date to a cooking class. And when she went to that cooking class, that inspired her to go to an Asian grocery store and experiment with new ingredients and try new recipes. And she's continuing to experiment and play with this. And this is a super low stakes, no pressure, no judgment situation that she can use to practice and build those muscles of curiosity and creativity and being able to listen to her intuition and notice what intrigues her and pulls her forward. Then those muscles that you build in a low stakes environment like that can help that energy overflow into other areas of your life, like your career, for example. So you can pull in those tools and begin to ask yourself, oh, what if I tried this? What if I looked at this situation differently? What am I being called to explore? I wonder if I had a conversation with that person who's been on my mind recently. I wonder where that would go. That's one of the incredible gifts of making time for things like this artist date. The muscles that you build there and the things that get unlocked there can impact every other area of your life and help you build those skills. That's why for me, making time for things like this is so important and necessary. And it's so easy, I know for myself, and I see in other people, how hard it can be to prioritize this time that doesn't feel productive or doesn't feel like it's benefiting other people in any way. And yet it is so deeply nourishing and transformative in my own life. I know it's one of the most important ways I could possibly spend my time. Another big key of following your spark is giving yourself permission to explore what's calling to you and giving you permission to expand your sense of what's possible. One question that sparked something new for me recently is, what if you did something that felt a little bit naughty? What if you played hooky from work one day and took yourself on an artist date? I feel like this question is so powerful because it helps you challenge what you believe is possible for yourself or what you believe you deserve or what you believe should be the standard for your life. Who says you have to work 40 hours a week? Who says you shouldn't spend all day on a Tuesday wandering through a park or sitting in a coffee shop reading a book? It kind of blows open this concept of instead of just doing things in life the way that you've always done them, what else could be possible? It's about noticing what ceilings or limitations that you put on yourself and what box you've created around your life. And again, beginning to explore that idea of what else could be possible. How else could I design my life? What else might inspire me? Giving yourself permission to do something differently or experiment with something outside of your comfort zone. Third key to manifestation is to tune into your energy, because manifestation is all about feeling and energy. And the more connected you are to your personal energy and feelings, the more in tune with this language you'll be. And the easier it will be for you to hear the whispers of your heart or the universe that is pulling you in a particular direction. So how do you tune into your energy? Number one, start learning to feel your feelings. Through my own experience getting coached and my experience coaching clients, I realized that we are not taught how to feel our feelings. So often people are so afraid to feel their emotions and would rather avoid them or resist them or shove them down and just ignore them. And of course, there is an impact to that. When we don't feel our feelings, they get stored in our body in some way, shape, or form, and inevitably they build up or they get stuck or they explode out of us, usually having a negative impact on ourselves and other people. That fear of feeling uncomfortable emotions can also lead people to avoiding making changes that they actually do want to make in their life. For example, maybe someone wants to leave their job, but that feels scary, and they might have to feel fearful or uncertain or unstable in that process. And because they're unwilling to feel those feelings, they stay in that same job where they are because that feels safe versus being willing to make that change and step into uncertainty and learning how to actually be okay with those more uncomfortable emotions that come up. That's when you can allow them to move through you so that you're not actually holding on to them. And then you can begin to move towards thoughts and emotions that are a higher vibration and can help pull you towards the future that it is that you really want to create. So if you're asking yourself, okay, so how do I actually feel my feelings? We're going to practice that right now. It's as simple as putting your hand on your heart and asking yourself, how am I feeling in this moment? See if you can feel your heart beating in your chest underneath your hands. And as long as you're not driving, you can close your eyes and tune into the sensations of your body. Do you feel a tightness, a openness? Do you sense a color or any other vibration or sensation? Just notice what's coming up. And as you notice it, can you allow it? Can you breathe with it? Can you accept it without wishing it was any different or judging whatever emotion comes up for you? And then let your hands fall gently to your lap. And that's what I mean by feeling your feelings. This is so important with manifestation because oftentimes we'll get clues about what's next in our life from these subtle sensations. And it's these sensations of curiosity, intrigue, inspiration, or even feelings like resistance that are telling you, not that. Don't go that direction. The more that you can tune into what these different feelings feel like for you, the more you'll be able to develop that language with yourself, with your body, with your energy, with your feelings, with your intuition. And the more that you can communicate with that and receive messages from that. So that's one super simple way to start to tune into your own energy and your own feelings. Some other favorite practices for me are things like Qigong, Kundalini yoga, energy dance, meditation, breath work, really any practice that helps me shift from just the thinking space in my brain into that body and feeling sensation. Step 4, when it comes to manifestation, is to ask for guidance. I believe the universe wants to co-create with you. So if you're looking for guidance, you simply have to ask and be open to the messages and insight and answers that you receive. And the more that you do this, the more you'll learn the personal language of your intuition and start to see how that shows up for you. You can ask a question like, what do I need to know right now for my highest good? Or what direction would it serve me to go next in my career? Or anything else that you're craving guidance on. Just notice what messages come through. And that can come through in all kinds of ways, whether it comes from a book that gets recommended to you, or something that a stranger says to you, or any other signs that are meaningful to you. You can begin to observe these repeating patterns or things that spark something for you in your environment. You can also ask for guidance through practices like intuitive journaling, where your stream of consciousness, journaling, putting your pen to paper and asking that question, universe, what guidance would support me right now? And just letting your pen write and seeing what comes through and not judging it and just letting that flow. And then interpreting any messages that you get from that. You can also use things like oracle cards and tarot cards and interpret those messages for yourself. Again, throughout all these practices, the key is to listen to your intuition. You'll begin to notice a certain color means something to you, or a certain flower means something to you, or just different ways that the universe communicates with you. It finds the easiest way. Whatever you're picking up on, go with that and continue to explore that practice and see what it opens up for you. And trust your instincts. Even if you don't understand why you're being pulled in a certain direction or you're not sure where this guidance might lead, Try following it and see what happens. One caveat I do want to say here, though, is that I've seen sometimes people feeling like they're pulled in a million different directions and not knowing which path to go down. And they might feel like, oh, maybe I'm getting a spark here or a spark there, or like a million different things are interesting me, and I don't know what to do now. And they're feeling very overwhelmed by all the choices and all the options and feeling like they need to pick the best one, and they're going to have FOMO if they don't make the right choice, and all of those things. So if you're ever feeling like that, I would say tune back in to your emotions. How are you feeling right now? Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling desperate? Feeling pressured? Can you just breathe and allow that feeling and sensation, whatever is coming up? Then once those feelings and emotions have eased a little bit, come back to your heart and ask, what's really important to me right now? If there was one next step that I could take in my life that would support my highest growth and evolution, what would that be? And then listen for the answer. And then follow that one step and trust that it's enough. Believe that it's all you need to know right now. And trust that after you take that one step, the next step will be revealed to you. Number 5, key to manifestation is to activate your vision. So now you're more in tune with your energy. You're in a state of allowance and accepting and surrender. You're co-creating with the universe. And now it's time to answer the question, so what do you want? If you hear that question and your body gets tense and your mind says, I don't know, take a deep breath. It's okay. You don't have to plan every minute detail of your life out for the next 50 years right now. And this is a powerful question to marinate on and begin to notice what comes up for you. Here are some other ways that I've asked my clients this question that might elicit a little more ease. So you can try journaling and fill in the blank. Wouldn't it be nice if ... This question is inspired by Abraham Hicks and the book Ask and It Is Given. It's a powerful book all about manifestation. Highly recommend it. This question, wouldn't it be nice if, has this energy of ease and playfulness around it. It's just, wouldn't it be nice if? Wouldn't it be nice if I lived by the beach? Wouldn't it be nice if, who knows, whatever comes up for you, just answer that. And you can journal on it and you can think about different areas of your life, whether you want to break it down into categories like health and career and friendships and relationships, and be able to see what comes up for each of those categories as you think about what do you really desire in each of those areas? What would your dream look like if you could have anything in your life? Wouldn't it be nice if what? So give that prompt a try. And the second one I want to offer you is because I've noticed money is often something that holds people back from what they believe is possible. So I want to offer you one more visioning prompt to reflect on it. So this visioning exercise is inspired by the book We Should All Be Millionaires. And she talks about creating your $1 million vision for your life. And again, thinking about the different areas of your life and asking yourself, if money weren't an issue, if you had all the abundance and resources that you needed, what upgrades would you make in each area of your life that would spark more time, energy, joy, power, and peace? She calls this creating your $1 million vision. So really let yourself believe in possibility here. Would you want a personal chef? Would you want a maid? Would you want a laundry service? Would you want to hire new members of your team? Would you want a second house? What would you want if money weren't an issue and you could make all of these beautiful upgrades that would just offer you these luxuries of time, peace, energy, ease? And then once you've written all of that out, then the key is to ask yourself, what one small change can you make in your life right now that would leave you feeling like $1 million? For example, I went through this practice recently and I was imagining what my life would be like with an expanded feeling of abundance in my life. What would I be wearing? How much would I be working? What spaces or environments would I place myself in? And I started imagining, well, at this next level of abundance, I could see myself in clothes that made me feel incredible, feeling totally natural in luxurious or expensive environments, working less, and feeling an even greater level of ease, freedom, trust, and joy in my business. So when I asked myself, what can I do today to feel like that? I decided to put on a nice outfit. I put on my grandmother's diamond ring, some nice shoes, and I took myself to a fancy hotel bar in the middle of the afternoon. And I sat there enjoying this freedom, drinking a delicious cup of tea, And I gave myself permission to have this space inside of my workday to believe that I had the freedom to take this break. And I sat there drinking water out of this crystal goblet and just feeling this incredible sense of abundance and happiness and joy in my life. And then right as I was leaving, I got into a conversation with someone and we started talking about feng shui and they were interested and curious about my work. And I was just like, wow, like it can be this easy and it can come from that feeling state and not from, okay, what are the 10,000 things I have to do and how do I have to market my business in this perfect way in order to meet new clients and all these things. Like, no, it can come from this energy of ease and abundance and freedom, and things can be easy if I allow them to be. So it really just reminded me of this power of feeling overdoing and the importance of when it comes to manifestation. That's what it's all about. It's about feeling the way that you want to feel now and letting that open up things for you and letting that attract things to you that are in alignment with that vibration. So those are two different questions you can ask yourself to activate your vision of what you really want and what you really desire in your life. Try experimenting with one of those and see what comes up for you. And if writing is not your thing and you're struggling to put any clarity into that vision, try making a vision board. And if you've never made a vision board, it's all about collecting images that resonate with you, that you feel attracted to, that you feel pulled towards, and collecting them. You can make a poster board, you can keep them in a journal, you can keep them in your home, you can add them as artwork on your walls or a screensaver to your phone, and letting these images guide you towards what you really want. And that's another way, again, to tune into your intuition, to tune into your body sensations, and just notice what feels good to you. Pausing this interview for a moment to share that if creating an empowering relationship with money and welcoming in abundance of all kinds to flow into your life is important to you right now, I've got a really special opportunity for you. It's called Awakening Abundance. It's an 8-week group coaching container and it begins on Monday, September 30th. And speaking of books that have changed my life, this program is inspired by the book It's Not Your Money by Tasha Silver. In our time together, we'll be exploring transformative meditations, intuitive practices, feng shui, and mindset work to help you release fear, anxiety, and worry when it comes to money and welcome in more empowerment, gratitude, confidence, and faith. If you would love to stop stressing about money and to be able to feel abundant no matter what is going on in your world, this offering is for you, my friend. You can get all the details and join us by going to ginacasbarro.com/awakening-abundance. I know this program is going to be life-changing. If you feel called, I cannot wait to go on this journey with you. Okay, my friends, let's get back to the interview and hear the last 2 keys of manifestation. And number 6 is all about taking inspired action. Now that you've got your vision, it's up to you to take inspired action to move towards that. Because like I said, manifestation is not just about the feeling state. It's also about then putting those feelings into motion. So what I mean when I say inspired action is that it's action that is inspired by those feelings you created. Those feelings of curiosity, abundance, joy, excitement, intuition, and trust. And it's not just about making a to-do list of everything that you think you should be doing. It's about seeing what actions that you feel called to do. Even if they don't always make perfect sense to you, try experimenting with them and see how it goes. And inspired action is also about connecting with that future self and that future state that you're living into and checking in and seeing from that version of you, what would you be inspired to do? Because you want to create your future from that vision that's pulling you forward, not creating your future from a past version of you that maybe had more limiting beliefs or was stuck in some ways. You don't want to ask that person to have to push forward and struggle and force the future. You want to tune in with that version of you that's already created it, that's already there, that's already lived into that possibility, and check in with them and see what guidance do they have for you and and what you should move forward to next. If you're not sure how to do this, I recorded a special bonus meditation at the end of this episode that you can listen to help tap into that future self energy and see what actions you are inspired to take next in your life. So definitely listen to that. So if you're in your car, you can play this later and you can come back to it and listen to that meditation when you have time and space to reflect on it and journal it. It's at the end of this episode waiting for you. After you've tuned into the vibration and frequency that you want to be on, you've created a vision for your life that inspires you and excites you, you've learned to listen to your feelings and emotions and body sensations, you're taking inspired action. Now the final step, step number 7, is to enjoy your life now. I feel like so often this can be the biggest challenge because when it comes to manifestation, I know a lot of people can see it, like I said, it's like, it's all about getting what I want. And if I don't get what I want right now, then I'm not happy or I'm doing it wrong or it's not working. And attachment comes back up of wanting to see certain expectations, wanting things in life to be a certain way, feeling like you need that promotion in order to feel abundant, or you need that amazing relationship in order to feel loved. You know, it's not about depending on the outside world to make you happy. It's about generating those feelings inside yourself right now. It's truly the feeling that comes before the seeing the results in your life. When you're in that vibrational alignment, that's when you'll create results in your life that match that vibration. And some of the emotions I found that are the most contagious and have the biggest positive snowball effect are feelings like joy, awe, wonder, gratitude, excitement, and curiosity. For me personally, I know there's been times where it's been more challenging to really feel gratitude. You know, I might have been making the gratitude list and writing things down, but I wasn't feeling what gratitude felt like in my body versus being so in tune with that energy of gratitude that I could be moved to tears just thinking about how freaking glorious it is to be alive. Those are two very different things, just writing a list and really feeling that sensation of gratitude. If you ever felt like that too, if you ever feel stuck and like you're not really connecting to the feeling, one thing that really helps me do this is to connect with nature. Take yourself to an awe-inspiring environment. Watch the sunset somewhere epic. Hike to a beautiful outlook. Marvel at the ocean. And when you're there, really allow yourself to be present and call up those feelings of awe and wonder and gratitude in the natural world. I had a moment like this in Baltimore recently. So by my house, there's a park with tons of cherry trees, and they've just been blooming in the most epic way. And it's this like ocean of pink. And I was at the park the other day, and all the petals were showering down in the wind and just covering the grass with this blanket of pink petals, and it was so beautiful. And I just laid down in the grass starting to make like snow angels in the petals and just looking up at the trees with this sense of awe and wonder. Again, just feeling like, wow, this world is such an incredible place. And I am so surrounded by abundance, and I am so lucky to be alive in this moment and be able to witness this. And I felt that sensation deeply in my body. So if you ever struggle to tap into these feelings, go in nature or notice what else helps you to activate these feelings for yourself and start to add that to your toolbox and turn back to it when you need it. Those are the 7 key factors that I have found make the biggest difference when it comes to manifestation. To sum it all up, manifestation is not about always getting what you think you want. I believe manifestation is about releasing what's getting in the way, what's keeping you stuck, what's blocking you or clouding your perception, so that you can realize you already have it. All those feelings that you want, that you think creating the perfect circumstances in your life will make you feel, those feelings are available to you right now. And once you're in that state, there's a whole new world of possibility and co-creation with the universe that opens up to you, and you just get to play in your life. Which brings me back to the beginning of this conversation, to make space for surrendering and allowing and releasing judgment of ourselves and our circumstances. And it's remembering too that sometimes, even when you think you're not getting what you want, that could actually be just the thing that unlocks something for you in the end. It could be the thing that is leading you to the breakthrough or insight or lesson that will help you evolve into what's next. So something that may not feel like a blessing in this moment could be a pivotal turning point for you in your life that opens up something beautiful. Remember that life and manifestation is not about feeling good, amazing feelings 100% of the time. It's also about allowing and accepting and surrendering to what is is. Allowing yourself to feel those uncomfortable emotions, not judging yourself when you're feeling angry or frustrated or doubtful or scared, allowing yourself to have patience with yourself and trusting yourself even when things feel uncertain, and remembering that life is always going to be 50-50. We couldn't appreciate pleasure if we never had pain. We would never know the light if we never experienced the dark. And remembering that the human experience is everything. It is beautiful, strange, joyful, devastating, confusing, and clear. Can you allow it? Can you dance with it? Can you embrace it? Can you have fun with it? Can you be curious about how it's all going to unfold? My own journey with manifestation has definitely been a wild ride, and my life has taken so many beautiful twists and turns I never could have predicted or planned. From working for Lululemon, to starting my own business, to taking my year-long road trip, and so many more incredible things. And I'm so glad that I learned to strengthen these muscles of intuition and this ability to co-create with the universe. It's made the biggest difference in my life, and it's one of my favorite things to support my clients with. So I hope that you got something powerful for you out of this episode, and I would love to hear what resonated with you, so feel free to reach out and let me know your thoughts. That's all I have for you today, my friend. Happy manifesting. Welcome back. Go ahead and find a comfortable seated position wherever you are. Close your eyes and take a deep inhale through your nose. Open mouth exhale. Another deep inhale through your nose. Open mouth exhale. One more time. And let your breath come to an easy, natural breath. Bring your awareness and attention into your body, into this moment. Notice and feel where your body is connected to the chair underneath you. Feel the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. Nice long spine. And begin to bring your awareness towards what you can hear. Start scanning your environment like a radar beam, noticing what is the furthest away sound you can hear. And then bring your attention inward, noticing what is the closest sound that you can hear. Maybe it's the sound of your breath. And then begin to call in the sensation of gratitude. See this vibration of gratitude like a bright, glowing ball of light emanating from your heart. Begin to bring to mind someone or something or someplace that you are grateful for. See if you can remember them in sensory detail. See if you can feel why you are so grateful for them. And let a smile come to your face as you marinate in this emotion. And now imagine this vibration of gratitude getting bigger and bigger until it washes over your whole body like sun shimmering over the water. And then see that energy get bigger and bigger until it washes over your whole room. And see it protecting you like this beautiful, bright, glowing ball of light. And now imagine yourself walking through a field. A bright, open, expansive field. And the sun is shining and it's a perfect temperature. Can you feel the wind on your face and the grass at your fingertips? And as you walk through this field, notice that sensation of possibility, of expansion, of openness. Just marvel at this sensation of being in this wide open environment. And then as you look around, begin to notice a forest up ahead. And as you walk up to this forest, you see a path, and you begin walking down the path. And as you walk onto the path, you notice the temperature gets a little cooler, the light gets a little dimmer as it's now coming through the trees in this beautiful dappled pattern. And look around and notice the colors around you, the plants around you. What can you hear now? And begin to continue walking down this path. And then you notice the sound of water, of a stream. And as you approach this stream, just kneel down and sit for a minute. Listen to the sound of water running. Notice how it dances and plays over the rocks. And then begin to pick up some rocks in front of you. Collect some of these stones. And as you hold them in your hands, pour into them anything you want to release or let go of. Anything that's not serving you anymore. Pour all of those sensations or feelings or thoughts or beliefs or even past versions of yourself into these rocks. And then when you feel you've poured all of the energy you want to let go of into the rocks, go ahead and toss them in the stream. And one by one, as you toss them, listen to the sound they make. Feel what it feels like to let them go. Maybe you want to have a little fun with it and skip rocks on the water surface and watch them dance past you as they drop into the water. One by one, let them go until you're holding nothing. And notice what that sensation feels like to surrender. To surrender these things that have been holding you back and keeping you stuck. What does it feel like to let go of this weight? And now, sense that the light is getting brighter as it shines through the trees and pours over you, filling you with warmth. Really feel that sensation of a bright golden light pouring through your body. And now, as you're full of this vibrant, clear energy, begin to think about what is it that you deeply desire. What are the most important goals or dreams you have? Begin to imagine what it would be like to bring those dreams to life. Really see if you can imagine it in your mind's eye and feel what it would feel like living that reality. And as you take one more deep breath of gratitude, imagining all of those beautiful things coming to fruition, thank the water for this moment, and then begin to get up from the stream. And as you get up and continue to walk down the water's edge, you notice a bridge crossing the stream in front of you. And as you begin to walk across the bridge, you feel the sensation of moving through time and space. You're being transported from one place to another as you walk across this bridge onto the other side. And as you get to the other side, you continue walking through the forest up ahead until you get to a clearing. And in that clearing, a mist begins to roll through. A fog that covers the clearing. And when it clears, notice where you are. And then see a house up ahead. You might be in any environment now, in any neighborhood, in any place. And see that house up ahead that's calling you forward, that's inviting you to come in. And as you walk up to it, you knock on the door, and the door opens, and the person who greets you has a giant smile on their face, and they wrap you into a huge hug. They are so happy to see you. And when you break away from them, you notice that the person who opened the door is you. They are you further into the future. Notice how old they might be. And as they welcome you into their beautiful home, just look around. Notice, where do they live? What do you see? What colors and textures have they surrounded themselves with? What does it look like? What view can you see out the window? So they invite you to sit down on the couch and talk for a while. And they tell you, you would never believe the incredible things we have experienced in this life. There has been so much joy, so many things that have happened that are beyond your wildest imagination. I can't wait for you to experience this beautiful life. And you laugh and talk and are having so much fun connecting on all the incredible things that have opened up in life. And then they ask you, now that you're here, do you have a question? Is there anything that you want to know? Now is your chance. Ask me. So go ahead and take this moment to ask your future self for guidance, for wisdom on anything that you want to know, any choice that you're trying to make, any decision, any direction that you're wondering about going in. Ask them what you want to know. And just notice what they share. Are they communicating in words, in sensations, in feelings, in imagery? Just notice and allow whatever comes up. And then thank them for whatever they had to share with you. And they say, I'm so glad you came here. Know that you can always talk to me. You can always come to me for guidance. I will always be here for you. And wait, before you go, I have a gift for you. Open your hands. And they go to get something. And when they come back, they place something in your hands. And just look down and open your hands and notice, what is it? Again, it could be an object, it might be something that you recognize, it might be an image or a feeling. Just notice whatever comes up. Notice whatever message your intuition offers you about it. And say thank you. And they wrap you up in one more huge hug. They send you so much love and joy. They say thank you again for coming by, and I will see you soon. Sending you so much love. And you leave the house as you look around one more time and just marvel at the beautiful space that they live in. And you shut the door behind you as they wave. And you begin to walk back through the clearing. And as the mist rolls through and dissolves, you find yourself back in the forest, walking back down that path, walking across the bridge, across the river, coming back through the forest towards yourself and this moment, walking back through the field and coming back to this moment, to your body, to your breath. Begin to bring your awareness back to this room. See if you can remember what you were wearing, and if you can see in your mind's eye the room you're sitting in, and notice the texture of whatever is underneath your fingertips. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and blink your eyes open, taking in your surroundings. And when you're ready, grab a journal and write down anything that you want to remember. Any questions that were answered, any guidance that you received. And know that you can always come back to this future self version of you whenever you're craving direction, clarity, or inspiration in your life.